Testing. 1, 2. It's kind of low. Test. Test. There he goes. Okay.
Hey, Ty, do you know about what time you're looking at?
We'll go about 7:03.
Got it. Minute 20 till intro. $15 till intro. Playing intro now. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, everyone, to Tasco Arena. Time for Hobbs Eagle basketball live on Cool 95.7, the Cool 95.7 app, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Ty friend Ron Gunner, Evie Stuber back at the station tonight. Hobbs Eagles, another big district battle, their arch rival against the Clovis Wildcats. Very important game for both teams to stay in the playoff hunt. Once again, 5 teams will make it due to their districts being the champions for the regular season. No tournament this year for the districts. And then 3 wild card teams from the rest of the division in the 5A. So only 3 teams will have an opportunity to move on if they're not a district champ. Now, the Eagles lost a very tight ball game the other night, of course, to Roswell. Went into overtime, 87-84. And unfortunately, that big win could have been a major part of the Eagles' championship hopes because that was against the number 2 team, Roswell, in the state. They are 2 in the 5A, so that would have helped their cause. Now, what the situation is now, they have to win tonight. They've got to beat Carlsbad on Friday night and then hope for the committee to say that their resume is good enough to put them in as one of those 3 wild card teams. Now, that win Friday, if they could have gotten that in Roswell, would have definitely punched possibly their ticket if they would have continued to win out. Tonight and Friday night, there is no question Hobbs has got to win these 2 ball games. Now, against Roswell, some great scoring for the Eagles. Jalen Gore finishing with 30 points in the ball game. Unbelievable shooting for him. And Jesus Ramos hit 3 trays, actually, for 14 points. Those 2 guys combining for 44. Now, the guy that's been pretty consistent throughout the season was second in scoring. That was Aaron Mora, who finished with 21 points. So he's definitely a major mainstay when it comes to being in the paint and cleaning up the boards for the Eagles. He also had 12 rebounds for a double-double. So big-time numbers for him. Also getting some rebounding from Jalen Gore, too. He had 6 boards in the game, and Katre Morgan had 6 rebounds as well. In terms of the rebounding numbers, Roswell still got the advantage barely, 44-42. In terms of the shooting for the game, Hobbs at 40%, which was better than Roswell, 36. The three-point line, Roswell 34%, the Eagles 30. And the free throws, Hobbs not doing too bad in that game, shot 72%. Roswell at 75. Now, the big difference, though, was the kid Barola, the coach's son for Roswell. He was a perfect 19 of 19 from the charity stripe, and he was the guy that got fouled on that last couple of second three-point shot right across the half-court line. Didn't make the shot, but he did get the 3 free throws to put the game into overtime with about 1 second left. He finished with 31 points, and Rhett Stokes also dumped in 16 for Roswell. And that's been kind of the situation with the Eagles this season. They'll have one big scorer against them. It happened with Carlsbad. It did happen with Roswell with Barola. Barola was averaging about 23 points a ball game coming into that contest, so it was no doubt he's a great player in the 5A. But at the same time, Hobbs needs to know how to isolate those players and get them kind of bottled up because they're starting to hurt the Eagles in some of these ball games. But again, we mentioned the great scoring for the Eagles on a couple of occasions. Jalen Gore, he was really stroking it for Hobbs. He had about 2 3-pointers in that ball game, and it was a very close contest. So up until the end, the Eagles had a chance to win in regulation, but unfortunately Roswell was able to pull it out for the victory. Again, a final score in overtime, 87-84. Now, of course, games from the past really don't matter at this point. The Eagles have to win the next two. They've got Clovis tonight. The last time these two teams played, the Eagles won a nail-biter. 53-51 was the final in that one. Very close contest. Of course, Michael Mackey, the hero. There was a pass coming down the lane from around half court. Michael Mackey reaches up for it, lost it in the air, and hit the court. He went down for it. Grabbed it out of a Clovis player's grasp and went back up over the front of the rim about point-blank range. It goes on in right before the buzzer, and that was the ball game as the Eagles win it by 2. In that contest, Eagles had a couple of double-digit scores. Aaron Mora with 15 points, 8 rebounds. Jalen Gore finishing with 11 points and 6 rebounds, was also 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. The Clovis Wildcats, on their side of the coin, had 16 from Bryson Goldsmith. He was also pretty decent on the free throw line in that fourth quarter. He had a total of 8 free throw attempts and made 7 of them just in the fourth quarter alone. You definitely don't want to put him on the foul line. Elijah Garcia finished with 11 points for the Cats as well in the loss. In terms of rebounding, Eagles winning that battle 22-20, just by 2 there. Hobbs getting 8 from Mora, 6 apiece for Ramos and Gore in that win. And in terms of the turnovers of the game, Hobbs with 22 and Clovis with 22. So both teams coughing up a few times in that game. And both teams shooting 59% from the charity stripe in that contest. So it was a close one from start to finish. Hobbs was up 12-9 in the first quarter. Clovis regained the lead to 24-19 in the second after outscoring Hobbs 15-7. So they led at the half by 5. Eagles up by 1 at the end of the third quarter as they outscored the Clovis squad 14-11. And then finally the last quarter, Clovis with a total of 16 points and the Eagles with 15. But they still had a little bit of a cushion heading into the fourth to get the 53-51 win in regulation. So the Eagles and the Wildcats both sitting in the basement of the district at the 1-3 record, but things could change really quickly. Roswell and Carlsbad are hooking up tonight as well. So hopefully those Coyotes can get their first loss of the season and try to get this thing a little bit closer than what it is right now. And definitely one of these teams that loses tonight has no opportunity to make it to the state tournament. So you can pretty much put that in the book because that's what the situation will be. We're about 4 minutes away from the start here at Tasker Arena. Hobbs taking on Clovis, the arch-rival district matchup here on Cool, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Coming back in 2 minutes.
You're clear. 10.
Add another 30, please.
Okay. $15.
Another 30, please.
$10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back here at Task Arena, it's time for Hobbs Eagle basketball against the Clovis Wildcats. Game number 5 of the district schedule. Both the Wildcats and the Eagles with 1-3 records. Clovis played Carlsbad at the end of last week, and the final in that one was in favor of Carlsbad, 46-37. The big difference in the game was the third quarter, where Carlsbad outscored Clovis 29-21. The Wildcats had 16 points from Juan Hernandez. He was the only double-digit scorer in that ball game. Darrell Lewis had 7, and C.J. Gutierrez was 6. Clovis did manage 6 3-pointers in the game. Juan Hernandez getting 2 of those, and Gutierrez getting 2 as well. They shot 75% from the free throw line, but only 3 of 4 was the total numbers that they had in that ball game. So 4 attempts from the charity stripe. Rebound situation in favor of Carlsbad, a big advantage, 33-20. And Carlsbad also got more steals, 12-8. Clovis only shot 35% from the field, 40% though from three-point land, which is pretty decent, and 60% or 75%, as I mentioned, from the free throw stripe. At the same time, Carlsbad able to hit 38% of their shots and only 19% from three-point range. So once again, Carlsbad getting the 9-point victory, and currently sitting in second in the district with 2 wins. Of course, Roswell is undefeated still, as they sit at 4-0, and they're playing Carlsbad tonight. So that's a very critical game, and hopefully Roswell could get picked up. Eagles almost did it on Friday night with that thrilling overtime loss, a very close one at that. Looking at the starters in this ball game, first of all, Darrell Lewis, number 3 for the Wildcats. He is at the guard position. In the last ball game, Lewis only had 2 points. Bryson Goldsmith, number 11, he finished with 16 points and was 7 of 8 in the fourth quarter from the free throw line. Juan Hernandez, number 20, as he'll get a starting nod tonight. Last game he scored 4 points against the Eagles. C.J. Gutierrez, number 14, finished up with 4 points. And Jaden Phillips, number 32, with 7 points and 7 rebounds. The Wildcats will have 2 guys out tonight due to injuries, Elijah Garcia and Blake Moscato. And for your starters for the Hobbs Eagles, Michael Mackey averaging 7.3 points a contest, first in steals at 2.4 and second in assists at 2.4. Also starting Isaiah Lewis, averaging 8.1 a game. He's third in steals with 1.6 a contest. Jalen Gore, he's the leading scorer on the team with 18.3 points a game. Also first in assists at 4.5. And, of course, also at three-point range as well. He's hit 19 three-pointers and shot 32% from tray range. Katre Morgan, second top rebounder on the team with 5.6 a game. Also scoring 7.2 points a contest. And last but not least, Aaron Mora, averaging 14 points a game and the leading rebounder at 11.8. Eagles are shooting 39% from the field, 26% from three-point range, and 61% from the charity stripe. The last game these two teams played, in terms of scoring, Michael Mackey finished with 7, including that magnificent shot over the rim for the winner in that ball game. Isaiah Lewis in the contest had 5 points. Jalen Gore finished with 11 and 6 rebounds. Katre Morgan did not score, did not play in that ball game. And Aaron Mora finishing with 15 points and 8 rebounds. Again, the Eagles won that 53-51 right before the buzzer. So that gets you caught up on the game tonight. Since we last played Clovis, the Wildcats lost to Lovington, 64-57 in Lovington. They did out-rebound the Wildcats, the other Cat team, 37-26. Clovis only shot 36% from the field. And they also lost to Roswell, 70-57 in that one, as Clovis shot 41% in that game and 29% from three-point range. We're ready for some hoops here at Tasker Arena. It will be Clovis basketball as they'll inbound to the backcourt. It's already stolen away, taking it to the rack to the right side on a double clutch, getting hit in the head as he goes up with it on the right side. Michael Mackey. It's already a turnover for the Wildcats. And that'll give the Eagles a quick free throw opportunity with just 3 seconds gone. The foul against Darrell Lewis. Michael Mackey shooting 57% on the line this season. Again, the Eagles at 61 as a team. Not the way Coach Isser liked to start a ball game. First free throw, though, comes off the front and right back of the rim, no good. Mackey will get one more. Get a must-win for the Hobbs Eagles to stay alive, hopefully in the playoffs. They'll have to wait for the committee to make a decision this weekend. Second shot is off the back of the rim, no good. And chase down for Clovis, driving across the timeline is Goldsmith. Dump out to the right corner, 3 on the way, off the back of the rim, no good. Missed by Hernandez, picked up at the free throw line, and a J on the way for Bryson Goldsmith. Puts it through for 2. 2 points and 2 rebounds for Goldsmith. 7:38 left, first quarter. Wildcats up by 2. Coming across the timeline, Jalen Gore on the far side. Spins, comes to the timeline. Unloads the right wing to Lewis. Gets a screen from Gore. Over to Moore on the left elbow, up top to Gore. Drives to the left side of the paint, dumps it down low, left block. Morgan with the hook shot off the left rim, no good. Moore goes back up with that on the reverse right side. He can't get it to drop. A second shot for him, no good. Tipped up by Morgan a third time and still can't get it to drop for the Eagles. And driving into the front court is Goldsmith after his third rebound. Jump stop on the free throw line, throws up an air ball. Chased down on the right wing for the Cats by Hernandez and return to the timeline to reset to Darrell Lewis. And then he steps on the half-court line for the turnover. Not taking care of business there mid-court. So the Eagles getting a lot of opportunities to try to score, but couldn't put it through the hole. So they had 2 rebounds from Mora. Also was tipped up before that, too, by Morgan. And now Coach Reeves wants to call a timeout. 2-0, Clovis up on Hobbs. We're back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear.
Yeah. Are you back?
Sorry, Brian had a break. 3, 2, 1, go.
While you're away, the Eagles missed a layup and returned the other direction by the Wildcats. Sorry for the hang-up there. As laying it up off the left glass for Clovis was Juan Hernandez. It's now 4-0 Clovis. Eagles down by a couple of buckets. In the front court, Gore on the left elbow, throws it back door. A layup on the left side by Moore is missed. Rebound in the left block. It's going back up as Lewis, and they call the jump ball going up in the air. That'll be the first rebound for Lewis, but the arrow is going to stay with the Eagles underneath their hoop, trailing 4-0. 6:20 left first quarter. Hobbs fans still on their feet waiting for the first scoring of the ball game. Inbound to Gore, left corner, drives the left block. High shot off the glass, no good. Moore goes back up over the front of the rim and finally gets it to drop through. Already 3 rebounds for Mora and his first bucket there. It's 4-2 Clovis. Pass across the timeline for the Wildcats. Coming across, C.J. Gutierrez returns deep to Lewis at the timeline. In the front court, screen up top from Phillips. Unloads to the left wing to Goldsmith. Crossover down the left baseline. He'll stop at the block. Cross court right to the corner to C.J. Gutierrez. Spins on the right block and hands behind him to Hernandez. Lost the ball, top of the circle. Stolen away for the Eagles by Michael Mackey. Turnover number 3. Bad pass up ahead, though, picked up by Morgan. Lefty layup, his arm is ripped from behind as he tries to go up underneath the hoop. They'll call the foul. Ball came squirting out, but Morgan will go to the line to shoot 2. They'll get the foul on Juan Hernandez. That's his first, second team foul against the Cats. Morgan on the line to shoot the deuce. And for the season, shooting 59% from that charity stripe. 4-2 the score. Morgan can tie it up here, but the first one hard off the back of the rim, no good. Morgan will get one more. Hobbs Lady Eagles in action tonight as well in Clovis. We'll try to keep you updated on that game. Of course, Hobbs undefeated at 4-0 on the season in district. Second shot is up, bouncing around and good for Morgan. Hobbs now 1 of 4 from the charity stripe, down by 1, 4-3 to Clovis. Four-court trap defense now on the baseline, dribbling around is Lewis. He'll chuck it to half court, but right to the scores table on the right side, over the head of Juan Hernandez for turnover number 4. It's a 4-1 turnover count right now at the detriment of the Wildcats and the Hobbs Eagle press defense. Substitution for the Cats now checking in is Dominic Brown for Darrell Lewis. Inbound a half court to Gore as he comes across the timeline. Hands it off to Mackey, dribbles the right elbow, down the right lane. Pivots. They're going to say he slid the pivot foot on the travel. Second turnover for the Eagles. More subs for the Eagles coming in. Ramos is the first on the court, and also Ross. Jesus Ramos and Ronnie Ross. Mora's going to take a seat too. I'll just bring one more in for the Eagles. As coming down the lane for the Cats, so hand it off. Reverse on the right side by Dominic Brown. Gets rejected, and the official from behind says he slid down the arm, got the foul call. Coach Reed's not a happy camper right now. That'll be the first team foul against Hobbs. Scores table buzzing the referee because I think he gave the wrong number. He's got to go over there and make sure to get that number right. Looks like they called that one against Jalen Gore, his first, second team foul against the Eagles. The other sub that came into the ball game was Ethan Van Landingham. He's wearing a face mask tonight. It looked like a shield at first. I guess it was just the face mask. I thought I saw plastic in front of it. First free throw for the Wildcats is up and good. They'll get one more. Dominic Brown made the first. 5-3, Clovis by 2, and now by 3 as he makes both free throws. Biggest lead of the game now, 6-3. Actually, it was 4-0, I should say. 4 was the biggest lead here in the first quarter. High one across the timeline to Morgan. Goes back door to Van Landingham in the left base. Lost the ball, saves it, but right to Clovis. Turnover number 3 in the hands of Lewis in the front court. Hippity hop down the lane, stolen back for the Eagles by Ronnie Ross. Turnover number 5. He tries to drive to half court. We got another whistle, and they call the travel. So 4 turnovers now for the Eagles. And 5 for the Cats. Getting a little bit messy here with 9 total in the first quarter. 4:58 left, 6-3. Clovis up by the double. In the backcourt, inbounded Lewis. He's going to take on Ross across the timeline right. Gives it off to right wing to Gutierrez. Bounce it up top to Phillips. Swings it left to Lewis outside the perimeter. Ross right on top of him. Up top once again to Goldsmith. Driving right elbow. Double team with Ramos and Morgan. Touch pass up top of the circle to Phillips. He'll back it out to the timeline. Ramos will give him a little hip action. Uses up his dribble. Coming to get the ball up top is Gutierrez. Right back to Phillips on the left wing. Threw it behind him. Able to track it down. Pivots. Tries to drive through Ramos. And they call the block foul. So Ramos will pick up his first. Third team foul against the Eagles. Ball will be on the near sideline in front of the Hobbs student section. Not the place an opponent likes to throw the ball in. They get raspberries in their back of their neck as they try to throw it in. Inbounding will be Bryson Goldsmith. Clovis up 6-3, 4:27 left, opening quarter. Morgan's trying to mirror the inbound. The officials still haven't bounced the ball to Goldsmith yet. They'll check it back deep and loose for a second. Chased down by Lewis. Good attempt there to get the steal by Ross. Unloads in the front court to the right side to Brown. Outside the circle. Down to Phillips in the right corner. Return to Brown. Up top to Lewis. Swing it to the left side to Gutierrez. Guarded by the senior Jaden Miller. Pass to the right wing to Lewis. To the right corner to Brown. He'll drive the middle of the paint. Leans and shoots. No good off the back of the rim. Morgan rips it down for the Eagles in the thick of the paint. His second board up ahead to a breaking Ross. Leans over to the right side of the rim on the layup and is fouled. Counted over the iron and a chance for a three-point play. Coach Isser had some words for the official on now. It looked like a pretty clean foul to me. And a chance for that three-point play. First bucket for Ross. They get the foul call against C.J. Gutierrez, his first, third team foul. As Ross will step up for that three-point play action. Ross on the season shooting 56% from the charity stripe. Clovis going to get a couple of subs on the court. And that'll be R.J. Norris seeing his first action and Jalen Hyman as well. As we await one more free throw for Ronnie Ross. 6-5, Eagles can tie it up for the first time in the game here in the first quarter. Ross's second shot bouncing around the rim and stays in. 3 points now for Ronnie Ross. 3:55 remaining here in the first. We're tied at 6. In the front court to the timeline goes Goldsmith, throws it across, top of the arc to Brown, sends it down to the right corner to Hernandez. Returns back to the timeline, dribbling from right to left is Hyman. Swings it up top to Goldsmith to the free throw line, backs into his defender Morgan, and finds top of the circle Jalen Hyman. Over to right wing to Gutierrez, tries to bounce it back door, taken away by the Eagles. Gore, turnover number 6 for Clovis in the front court. Left to the lane, he'll pull it out on the far sideline. Double team, bounce pass up top. Ramos, a three is an air ball, hits the bottom of the net on the outside and rolls out on the baseline. Score remains at 6-6 as Ramos will be subbed out. A couple other guys out too as well. On the court will be Aaron Mora, also returning Michael Mackey and Isaiah Lewis, part of the starting core. Backcourt dribble for Goldsmith, double team against him, throws it across, caught by Hyman to the right wing front court. Bounce it to the free throw line to Brown, spins in the paint, bounce it back door, left side to Nora, he lays it up on the left glass for 2. Nora's first bucket of the ball game, 8-6 Clovis. Here come the Eagles. Lewis gets the ball in the front court, drives the right side of the lane, double clutch, swatted from behind, tipped up in the air on the play on the Moore off the glass left. He can't get it to drop, his 4th rebound though. Long rebound at half court by Goldsmith, his 4th. Sends it down to the left wing, shot on the way for Hyman, and they call block foul against the Eagles. Isaiah Lewis will pick up his first, 14th foul against Hobbs. Clock will stop with 2:48 left here in the first, 8-6 Clovis. Still waiting for the shooter to get to the free throw line. He was walking towards the scorer's table. Not sure what he was doing. He might have been injured. That's Bryson Goldsmith. He has a wrap on his left wrist. It looked like he was going to the scorer's table to exit. And he's kind of holding that left arm kind of off to his side here. First free throw is up and a squish for Goldsmith. He's got 3 points. The Wildcats now are 3 for 3 from the line. And it looks like there's a sub waiting for Goldsmith, so I think it is his wrist that's bothering him. 9-6. Clovis by 3 with 2:48 left first quarter. Second shot is good for Goldsmith. Got them both. He's got 4 points to lead the Wildcats as he will exit the ball game. On the court, Darrell Lewis for him. And the Eagles down by 4. Coming across the timeline is Michael Mackey with the dribble. Comes across against a 2-3 zone for Clovis. Gives it off left wing to Lewis. Back return to Mackey at the timeline. Again to Lewis left side. Trying to move the zone. Sends it back to Mackey. And again to Lewis, left wing. Fakes it NBA 3 with the jab step. Cross court right. A helium pass to Box on the right side wing. And they're going to say he got bodied into by R.J. Nora. Box got up in the air big time because he saw the pass was way up top. So they're going to call the foul against the Wildcats. Nora's first. 14th foul against the purple and white. Eagle basketball on the near sideline, front court. Box windbound. Clovis sticking with that 2-3 zone. Gets it into the timeline to Mackey. Sends it back to Box. Another high pass. Cross court left to Lewis. Fakes a 3. Gets the defense to suck in to Ronnie Ross on the left elbow and gets tied up. Double team against him, and getting a hand on the basketball that time was Jalen Hyman. That will be an arrow the other way, so Clovis gets a turnover against the Eagles. That's their 5th. Clock down to 2:20 left first quarter, 10-6 Clovis. Eagles will match up man-to-man on the pressure. Ball comes in from the far sideline of the backcourt. And return to the inbound man, Jalen Hyman, as he dribbles across. Right wing up top with a pass to Lewis. Getting to Hyman on the right side, covered by Box. Sends it to the top of the circle to Nora. Over to left wing to Lewis. Dribbles to the left elbow, underhands it up top. 3 on the way, a swish, wide open. C.J. Gutierrez from tray range. First tray of the game for either team. 13-6, the biggest lead is 7 for Clovis. In the front court, Lewis on the left wing, tries to dribble through traffic in the paint. Lost the ball at the free throw line, and it's tied up by the Wildcats. 3 men on top of it that time, including C.J. Gutierrez. Luckily, this time the arrow for the Eagles. They'll have it underneath their hoop, down by 7. Coming on the floor now for the Eagles on sub, Jalen Gore, checking in for Lewis. And Gore will be the inbound man from the right baseline. 1:51 left in the quarter. Bounces it into Morgan, left block, turn around, hook shot with his right hand, no good. Tip back up with 2 hands on the right glass by Aaron Mora. 4 points for him and 5 rebounds. 13-8, Clovis by 5. In the backcourt with the dribbles, Lewis. Throws it across the timeline to Brown on the left wing. Up top to reset to Nora. To the right side. Little slide step for Hyman. Comes to the top of the circle off the dribble. Returns it to Lewis. Top of the circle as well. Drives hard down the right lane. Dish out right corner to Brown. Fires up a 3 and swishes at a rainbow jumper. Trying to get out there to put a hand on it was Mackey. A little bit too late now. Brown with 5 points. 16-8. A long pass to the other end. Mora lays it in for 2 on the right glass. Back-to-back for him. He's got 6 to lead the Eagles. It's 16-10, Purple squad. Dribbling across the timeline, Lewis throws it across to Nora, top of the circle. Tries to get it down to the left corner to Brown, but throws it behind him out of bounds. Right in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section. That's turnover number 7 for the Wildcats. Exactly 1 minute left in this opening quarter. Hobbs down by 6. Clovis will have a 1-2-2 trap, full court now. As thrown it across is Gore. Finds Mackey left wing, down low to Mora. Tries to scoop left side, no good. Rebound by Mackey. He's rejected. Picked up at the free throw line by Morgan. Alley-oop backdoor to Mora. Goes up high over the rim left side and puts it through with a shove. He's got 8 points. The Eagles now down by 4, 16-12. In the front court, dangerous pass caught by Hyman, top of the circle with 35 remaining in the first. Unloads to Lewis. Clovis up 16-12, right wing. Bounce pass up top to Nora. Drives the left of the lane. Kicks it down left corner to Brown. Wide open tray off the back of the rim. Gore will chase it down on the far sideline on his first rebound. Dribbles into the front court. Spins down the paint. Tries to throw a backdoor to Mora. And they're calling a foul underneath. They're going to say Gore ran over his defender that time. Flattened Dominic Brown after the pass. They call the charge. So Gore will pick up his second. That'll be the 15th foul and the 6th Eagle turnover. 16 seconds left first quarter. Clovis up by 4, 16-12. Baseline inbound of the backcourt. Lewis will get on the far sideline. Throws it up high in the backcourt to Hyman. It's a jump board, double team. Bounce it back to Lewis. He'll come across with the dribble far side, stop and go, and pulls it out with 6 seconds. Pats the top of his head with the last shot coming up with 2, 1. He'll fire for 3 from the right side. Fade away. Hits out the front of the rim. No good. At the end of 1 quarter of play, Clovis holding on to a 4-point lead over the Hobbs Eagles, 16-12. We'll come back in 60 seconds on CoolHobbsAmerica.com and YouTube.
You're clear. Three, two, one, go.
Second quarter action getting ready here at Tasker Arena. Ty friend Ron Gunner and E.B. Stuber with you tonight. Eagles trail Clovis at the end of one, 16-12. Cats' top scorers Brown with 5, 4 for Goldsmith, 3 for Gutierrez, 2 apiece for Hernandez and Nora. Clovis basketball stolen at the timeline. Eagles will take it down and lay it up on the right side. Catre Morgan puts it down for 2. First bucket for Morgan. He's got 3. Mora leads with 8, 3 for Ross. And we got a steal on the inbound. Ball gets knocked out. And it'll be Clovis ball on the left baseline of the backcourt. 16-14. Clovis up by 2. Eagles had a total of 12 rebounds, just 4 for Clovis in the first quarter despite trailing by 4. Clovis will drive into the front court and slip sliding away on the free throw line. Losing his balance was Goldsmith. That'll be turnover number 8 for the Wildcats. The Eagles had 6 all in the first quarter. A 2-point ball game for the purple squad. Pass to the timeline to Box. He'll bring it across far side. Crossover against the double team. Bounce it back to the timeline to Gore. Threads the needle down the lane. Morgan throws up a half-high winder there across the top of the rim. No good. Long rebound for Goldsmith. His 5th board goes down the lane. Reverse layup left. No good. Morrow rip it down for the Eagles. His 6th rebound. Sends ahead to Gore. 15-footer on the leaner shot. Left corner. No good. Tip back up and in by Morgan off the right side of the iron. That's the 2nd bucket in a row for Morgan and the 4th rebound. Steal on the inbound for Mora. Turnover number 9 for the Cats. Throws back to Gore on the left wing. His 18-footer off the back of the rim. Tip out by Mora for his 7th rebound over to Box left side. He'll drive down the lane on the runner shot off the back of the rim. Gets his own rebound. Tips it out to Mora. He puts it off the glass for 2 left side from the block. Mora now with 10 points, 7 rebounds, and Box picks up his first board. Eagles are up 18-16, their first lead of the ball game. In the front court, it's Phillips on the left wing. He gets reached in on by Michael Mackey to pick up his 2nd and the 16th foul. Coach Reeves will go to his bench and bring in Isaiah Lewis as Tyler Box will take a breather. Clovis basketball here on the near sideline, right next to the Hobbs Eagles student section. He has one student fan clapping in the ears of Bryson Goldsmith. He'll check it back deep in the backcourt as it's pulled down by Hyman. He'll take on Gore through the timeline, gets a screen from Hernandez. Pass off to the right wing and kind of losing it for a second with C.J. Gutierrez. Returns it to the timeline to Hyman. Back to Gutierrez, spins, dribbles down the right side of the perimeter and gives it to the right corner. Stop and go dribble up the far sideline by Phillips, the big football player. Top of the circle off his knee, stripped at the timeline. Morgan gets another steal, takes it to the rack and lays it in on the right side. And Phillips was trying to block it. He ran into his own bench. And the Eagles starting to take advantage of those turnovers. Clovis now with 10. As Catre Morgan now has 6 points just in this second quarter alone and 7 overall. Timeout Wildcats. Eagles with their biggest lead by 4, 20-16 over Clovis. Back in 30 seconds.
Here, Claire. $15, 10, 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
We return after a Clovis timeout. The Hobbs Eagles leading 20-16. Their biggest lead of the game at 4 here in the second quarter. Clovis led by as many as 7 in the first quarter of action, with the defense starting to tighten up for Hobbs. Baseline inbound from the backcourt for Goldsmith. Goes into the far sideline, picked up by Gutierrez, and back to Goldsmith at the time stripe. Crossover move down the lane, leads and shoots over the front of the rim, no good. Pulled down on the right block by Gore. He's got to rip his elbows away from the defender. Gore's 2nd rebound. Up ahead to Lewis, coming down the lane, lost his balance, fell into his defender. They called the body foul on Lewis. Or excuse me, Darrell Lewis, not Isaiah Lewis. They were going against each other that time. Foul on Lewis's 2nd, 15th foul against the Wildcats. Lewis will inbound from the right baseline. Isaiah Lewis, that is. He'll check it back to Gore on the left wing. Spotting up his defender, Darrell Lewis, to the top of the arc. Gives off to Moore right wing, up top to Isaiah. Jab step, he'll back it out. One hand's over to Gore on the right side. He'll spot up a 3 on the way and swish it. Count it for Jalen Gore. First tray of the game for the Eagles. His first points as well. Eagles' biggest lead now, tied up at 7, 23-16. On the baseline, having some issues, and a 5-second violation going from right to left. Goldsmith could not get it in. That is now 11 turnovers for the Wildcats, just 6 for the Eagles. Isaiah Lewis once again on the right baseline to inbound. Looking around for some help, finally gets Gore in the left corner. Comes out to the far sideline, back to the scorer's table as he backs it out. Guarded by Lewis. Stop and go dribble down the paint. Runner shot off the back of the rim. Mora rips it down, right block, goes back up with 2 hands, dribbles off the rim. And now it's Clovis with the rebound underneath the hoop. Getting through traffic with the dribble is Goldsmith. That was his 6th rebound. Hands it off to Lewis in the backcourt. Comes across the timeline on a crossover to the near side. Now in the front court. One hands it back to Goldsmith, right wing. He's going to hold it for a minute as well. Dribbles through his legs. Score will give him a cushion. Shake and bake. Shot fade away from free throw line action and puts it through the hole. Swish for Goldsmith. He's got 6. 23-18. Hobbs by 5. In the front court, top of the arc, Mackey. Back to Gore, firing up a 3 left side off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Mackey with a sidewinder hook off the back of the iron as well. That was his 3rd rebound. Chased down by the Wildcats on the far side on the boards. R.J. Nora. He's in the front court. Slings it up top to Goldsmith. Fires a 3 from the left side off the shuffle dribble, and he puts it through the hole. Goldsmith starting to get on fire. He's got 5 here in the second quarter and 9 overall. 23-21. Eagles by 2. Slowing it up now is Gore against a 2-3 zone to the front court. Finds Mackey on the left wing. Cross court right to Lewis. To the free throw line. Shot of the way for Ross on the right elbow. Looked like somebody hit his elbow that time. The ball sails right to the backboard out of bounds. There's no way the trajectory of the ball could have done that without some type of a knock on the ball or the arm. They're just going to say it's out of bounds. And now the refs had a little bit of discussion, but they're going to go ahead and give it back to Clovis. Eagle fans mumbling in the stands on that one. Looks like the Eagles going to go to their bench, bring on Jesus Ramos as he checks in for Ross. Also coming on for the Eagles, Jaden Miller for Michael Mackey. Top scorer so far, Aaron Mora with 10 points and 7 for Morgan. 9 for Goldsmith and 5 for Brown. Into the front court comes Dominic Brown, top of the circle against Gore. Clock to 4 minutes left here, second quarter. Eagles by 2. Handoff back deep. Gives it off to his guard, Juan Hernandez at the timeline, sliding from right to left. Turquoise shoes with a purple uniform. Not a good match, but still playing some hoops out there. Unloads the right wing to C.J. Gutierrez. Up top to Brown. Drives the right side of the lane. Gets it right with the push-off. Ball comes loose, and then picking it up for the Eagles was Jaden Miller. They're going to call the reach foul. So that will be against the Eagles, their 7th. That'll be a bonus situation. And they'll charge a foul on Jalen Gore, which is 3rd personal for him. And Coach Reeves will have to take him out. No, they're going to get more out instead. As coming back is Cotré Morgan for Morgan. Or Cotré Morgan for Mora. And now coming in for Gore with the 3 fouls, returning quickly, Michael Mackey. 23-21, Hobbs with a 2-point lead. 3:37 left here in the first half. And the free throw is bouncing off the right rim, no good for Brown. He's 2 for 3, and a pull down for the Eagles. Morgan picks up his 5th board, goes into the front court. Coming down the lane is Ramos right side, bounce pass to Morgan, misses the shot, gets his own rebound. Getting ready to go back up with it, they call the travel. Looked like he was just getting control of the basketball. That was his 6th rebound, but they're going to call that a turnover, though. 7 now for the Eagles. Hobbs fans thought he was juggling it just a bit to try to get possession. It's kind of slid to the left in the middle of the paint there. And Coach Reeves about 5 feet out on the court to show his displeasure with the call. Morgan's now talking to the official on the baseline, saying, hey, I was trying to get position there, or possession, actually. Not sure he quite had a grasp of it yet. The bounce on the inbound of the paint, backcourt to Brown. Double team, lost it off his ankle, picks it back up. Morgan, and on top of him, too, is Miller in the paint. And we got a jump ball finally. Boy, Coach Isler has run out of the court screaming at the official right in his face. He's about 10 feet out of the court. He's going to stay on the court, and they're not going to throw him a tee. Whoa, they gave him a lot of leash on that one. There is a jump ball, and Coach Reeves at the other end wanting to know why there's no call on that. I'm serious. Isler was at least 10 to 15 feet out on the court on the sideline here in the referee's face. The inbound to Ramos on the left wing. He'll hold it for a second and back it out. 2-3 zone. Stop and go. Drives the left side of the lane. Hippity-hop. Double clutch. And there's a block foul on the left side of the hoop. That'll put Ramos on the line. And that for the Clovis Wildcats will be their 16th foul. And that'll put Ramos to shoot 2. Ramos on the charity stripe this season at 75%, second best on the team behind Gore with 82%. We'll see who they call that foul on. I've not recorded it yet, so we'll have to wait and see about that. That was the 16 fouls I mentioned. A miss on the free throw, though, for Ramos. He'll get one more. Eagles are now 2 of 5 from the line, make it 2 of 6 for 33%. Still 23-21, 3:11 remaining here in the second. Hobbs up by 2. Second shot is up, and it's off the back of the rim. Missed them both. Put back up, though, over the left rim by Isaiah Lewis. His first bucket and second rebound. 4-point Eagle lead. The inbound bouncer, and we got another 5-second violation against the Wildcats. That'll be a turnover number 12 for them. They haven't learned their lesson yet. They got to get some help back there. A 4-point Eagle lead with 3 minutes left in the second. Hobbs ball right of the rim. Isaiah Lewis to inbound. Gets it back to Morgan on the left wing. Touch pass over to Miller, same side. Cross court right to Mackey. Over to Lewis in the right corner. Jab step. Sends it up top to Ramos. Dribbles to the right elbow. Lost it off his own knee and rolls out on the near sideline. He thought about taking it to the rack. Didn't know if he wanted to stop and shoot instead. And at the last second, just kind of got his knee too high up in the air and ripped right in the ball. Eagles 8 turnover. Clovis basketball, deep left corner of the backcourt. Goldsmith will get it in on that near sideline to Phillips. Phillips, a big fullback / linebacker, will dribble across the timeline. Stop and go to the left block. Spins to the left baseline, spins to the rack, throws up a shot with 2 hands off the glass and scores. Hard to get in front of him. Jaden Phillips, his first bucket. Long pass to the other end. Isaiah Lewis lays it in for 2 on the right side. Wildcats caught sleeping. Lewis with 4. 27-23. Coming down the paint at the other end, a charge. Jalen Hyman getting out of control, ran the top over Trey Morgan. So the charge will be on Jalen Hyman, his first 17th foul. Also a turnover for the Wildcats, number 13. Both teams trying to take it to the rack, coming down the paint at both ends. Eagle basketball up by 4 with 2:25 left, second quarter. Ty friend Ron Gunner and Evie Stuber with you tonight from Tasker Arena. Eagles get it to the timeline. Coming across is Ramos. Gets a double team and a body thrown at him. Couple of possibilities on that one. They'll get the foul on Dominic Brown, his first, 18th foul. Eagles in the bonus. Foul totals right now, 8 for Clovis and 7 for the Eagles. That'll put Jesus Ramos on the line. He's 0 for 2. The Eagles are just 2 of 7 from the charity stripe. Came into the ball game at 61% for the season. Shot 72% against Roswell Friday night as Ramos drills the first free throw right through the net. 1 point in the game for Jesus. Right now the point numbers, Mora 10, 7 for Morgan, 3 for Ross, 4 for Lewis. And Ramos misses his second free throw. Pulled down on the right block by Dominic Brown. He tries to dribble up the far sideline and reaching on him from behind. A foul on Isaiah Lewis. That's his second, 18th foul. So now it's Clovis's turn to shoot the bonus. 28-23, Hobbs by 5. Biggest lead of the ball game for the Eagles here in the second quarter with 2:16 left before the half. Dominic Brown is 2 for 3 from the charity stripe. And as a team, the Wildcats are 4 of 5 for 80%. Trying to whittle away at the 5-point deficit. Free throws up, a high one, and a swish for Brown. He's got 6 points. Also tonight, Carlsbad and Roswell going head-to-head. We'll try to get you an update on that game, as well as the Hobbs Lady Eagles in Clovis. One more shot for Dominic Brown. It's up, another high one, and good right through the threads. He's got 7 points and 4 or 5 from the line. 28-25 Eagles. Quickly across the timeline, Mackey to left wing to Lewis, down the lane with the runner, and does a toilet bowl flush on that one. It rolls around a few times and through for Lewis. All 6 of his points here in the second. 30-25 Eagles. Into the front court comes Hyman. Bad pass down the lane on the wraparound. Taken away by Morgan. Turner number 14. Into the front court to Lewis. Left baseline. 10-footer. Swish it through. Lewis is on fire here in the second quarter. All 8 of his points. 32-25. Hobbs up by 7. Their biggest lead of the game. And we got a timeout before the 5-second violation for the Wildcats. Coach Isler barely jumps up on that baseline to stop the official from putting up that number 5 for a turnover. 32-25. The Eagles with their biggest lead of the game at 7. We're coming back in 30 seconds on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. Hobbs 20, Clovis 10 in the second.
Thank you.
How long did you need, Ty? 30 or a minute?
30.
5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Back live here at Tasker Arena. The Hobbs Eagles up by 7, 32-25. We got a score update coming from Clovis. The Hobbs Lady Eagles leading by the Lady Cats 20-10 in the second quarter. Thanks to Evie Stuber on that one. A steal on the inbound on the far side by Aaron Mora. Goes to the rack high with a big arching shot over the rim right side and scores. Aaron Mora now with 12 points. That was the 15th turnover, also a Mora steal. 34-25, the biggest lead is 9. In the backcourt on stop and go, Lewis. And boy, getting away with the big football block was Katre Morgan. They didn't call that one. In the front court is Lewis, top of the circle. Sends it out to the right wing to Hyman. Up top to Phillips, swing it left side to Lewis. To the left elbow off the dribble. Returns up top to Goldsmith. He'll spot up a shot from the right elbow and swishes it. Don't give Goldsmith a step. He nailed it. He's got 11 to lead the Cats. 7-point Eagle lead in the front court. Mackey loses the ball and runs over his defender coming down the right side of the lane, right over the top of Goldsmith. And so Mackey will pick up his third 19th foul and the 9th turnover as well for the Eagles. Hobbs now with 2 players with 3 fouls, Mackey and Gore. Both of them on the bench. Van Landingham checks in for the Eagles. On the left baseline is Goldsmith. He'll check it the full distance of the court. And the big football player, Phillips, at the other end, can't hold on to it off the fingertips. It goes out on the baseline for turnover number 16. And a lot of jeering from the Hobbs Eagles student section on the big Phillips kid. 7-point Hobbs lead, 57 seconds left, first half. Hobbs will have a deep right corner on the baseline to the backcourt. Ramos to inbound. He has Lewis back there to help, a 1-2-1-1. Full court trap situation for the Wildcats. Pass over to Morgan on the far side, gives it back to Lewis. Alley-oop back door to Moore, up with 2 hands, misses it. Tip back up by Van Landingham once and then twice as it came off the rim. He gets knocked to the floor. He'll get a chance for free throws. So 2 rebounds by Van Landingham. And he'll get a chance to put some points on the scoreboard from the line. Charge that one to Darrell Lewis. That's his 3rd and the 19th foul against the Cats. Both teams now with 9 fouls. Van Landingham, first time on the line tonight. He's shooting 22% on the season. Definitely like to improve those numbers. And a weird spin on the ball in the first one. Hit the front of the rim and the right rim and out. So Van Landingham still not in the scorebook quite yet. Waiting for a second free throw. Checking in for the Cats is C.J. Gutierrez. Now here's Van Landingham. Second shot is off the back of the rim. No good. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Goldsmith, his 7th board. Beating Van Landingham across the timeline. Now Van Landingham strips him at the top of the arc at the other end. He's going to take it to the right side of the paint. He's rejected by Goldsmith. That was the 17th Clovis turnover. It will be Hobbs basketball as it rolls out on the baseline on the left side. Ramos to inbound with 34 seconds remaining. Into Morgan to the right corner, back to Ramos. To the near side, trying to dribble through his legs. Lost the ball behind his back. Kind of falling forward, gives it off to Mora. Right baseline, 18-footer off the right rim. And pulled down at the free throw line for the Cats by Jalen Hyman. Having some trouble with the double team. Looks like Morgan might have slapped the arm a little bit as him and Van Landingham were back at the way deep of the backcourt trying to team up against one offensive player by himself. So Morgan will pick up the foul. That will be his first and the 10th team foul. So double bonus now for the Wildcats with 18.6 seconds left here in the second. On the line is Jalen Hyman, yet to score, yet to shoot a free throw. Clovis 6 of 7 from the charity stripe. Make it 7 of 8 with the first make there. One more for Jalen Hyman. 34-28. Hobbs by 6. Biggest lead has been 9 here in the second quarter. Second shot, hard off the back of the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound, though, does Hyman, his second. Goes back up, double clutch, rejected by Mora. Tie-up after that one, and it's a jump ball, and Clovis will get the ball back on the possession arrow. Nobody blocking out the shooter that time. Hyman able to slip through that middle of the paint and try to get up another one, but Mr. Mora puts the trees down on top of him, the branches on top of the basketball. Clovis basketball on the left base, down by 6 with 12 seconds left in the half. Hyman will get it into the right wing, driving hard as Brown down the lane, lost the ball, gets it back, hook shot over the top of Mora, no good. Tipped out to the far side, nobody gets possession yet, and picked up by Mora finally, his 9th rebound. Up ahead to Ramos with 1 second, shot at the buzzer from the free throw line, a hook. It comes off the iron, no good. At the end of the first half, the Hobbs Eagles up by 6 over Clovis, 34-28. We'll be back in 3 minutes live with the Hobbs Eagle halftime show on Cool 95.7, the Cool 95.7 app, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. Please bear with me. Y'all are both in halftime at the same time. Thirty. Lady Eagles are 26-12 at half, and Eunice girls lost to Jow 42-29. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back here at Tasker Arena, Ty Friend, Ron Gunner, and Evie Stuber with you tonight as the Hobbs Eagles lead by 6 at half over Clovis, 34-28. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of action. First of all, for Clovis, one player in double digits. That's Bryson Goldsmith. He has 11 points, 2 for 2 on the line, and 7 rebounds to lead his purple and white team. Dominic Brown with 7 points. He is 4 for 5 from the charity stripe for 80% and has 1 rebound. C.J. Gutierrez hit the second tray of the game for the Cats. He has 3 points. Dominic Brown had the other tray. Juan Hernandez had a bucket for 2. The same with R.J. Nora and Jaden Phillips. Jalen Hyman went 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point. So far, there's been 7 players in the scorebook for the Wildcats. They are 7 of 9 for the charity stripe for 77%. And they have a total of 11 rebounds, 7 of those from Bryson Goldsmith. And a total of 17 turnovers in the first half for the Cats. On the Hobbs Eagles side of the coin, Aaron Mora working on a double-double already. He's got 12 points and 9 rebounds. He's 1 board away from a double-double night. By the way, he did have 8 of his 12 points in the first quarter. Isaiah Lewis scoring all 8 of his points in the second quarter. Katre Morgan with 7 points, 6 of those coming in the second. He was also 1 of 2 from the line and had 6 rebounds. Other scores for the Eagles. Ronnie Ross was 1 for 1 from the line, also had a bucket, 3 points for him. Jalen Gore hit the sole 3-point shot for the Eagles for 3 points. And Jesus Ramos went 1 of 4 from the line for 1 point. The Eagles have a total currently of 6 players in the scorebook. They went 3 of 11 from the free throw line, though. Not the good numbers you want to see, 27%. But they did out-rebound Clovis 25-11, thanks to those 9 boards for Aaron Mora, 6 for Morgan, and 3 for Michael Mackey. Eagles with just 9 turnovers, again compared to 17 for the Wildcats. Scoring went in the first quarter for Clovis, 16-12, a 4-point differential there. But the Hobbs Eagles coming back in the second quarter as they have a 34-28 lead at this point. They got 22 points in the second quarter and only 12 for the Clovis Wildcats to lead by 6 at the half. We'll come back with some Lee County scores for you as the Hobbs Eagles at halftime with the Clovis Wildcats. Last home regular season game for the Eagles. Come back with us in 2 minutes.
You're clear. How long were you needing?
2 minutes.
Thank you. 15, 10, 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Back for third quarter action here at Tasker Arena as the Hobbs Eagles leading by 6 over the Clovis Wildcats, 34-28. Got some score updates for you. Coming from Clovis, the Hobbs Lady Eagles leading at the half over the Clovis Lady Cats, 26-12. Hobbs working on their 5-0 record there in the district. And a big upset going on in boys action in Roswell tonight. Carlsbad is leading Roswell 54-41 with about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Thanks to Ron Gunner on that score. And, of course, that's a big game because that's no losses yet for Roswell. That would have been nice if the Eagles could have picked them off Friday because that would have been possibly 2 losses in a row for the Coyotes. But good job by Carlsbad so far on that game. We'll try to keep that monitored. And, of course, Evie will keep us up on the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Hobbs basketball to start the third as they lead by 6, 34-28. Gore with the basketball, gets a double screen up top, rolls around to the right side off the dribble. Guarded by Hyman. Bounce pass to Mackey coming down the lane. Alley-oop backdoor to Mora. Goes up with 2 strong hands over the right rim and throws it through. Mora now leading the Eagles to 14 and both teams at that. A steal by Mackey on the right wing. He goes to the rack to the paint and scores. Mackey with 2 points, and that's the 18th turnover for Clovis. It's now 38-28, driving the other lane at the other end. Missing the layup is Hernandez over the front of the iron, and a rebound for Mackey, who gets floored hard as that big football brute comes over the top of him, Jaden Phillips. Actually going to call that against somebody else, though. Phillips is right there to pick him up. C.J. Gutierrez gets the second foul. First on the Wildcats this half. That's Mackey's 4th rebound. Eagles up by 10, 38-28. Again, they outscored Clovis by 10 in the second quarter. Into the front court, a pass to Moore on the left wing from Gore. Up top to Lewis, jab step. Sends it back to the left side to Gore. Shuffled his elbows a little bit. Now he's going to take a drive with his left hand, left block, fadeaway jumper 15, and puts it through the hole. Nice follow through for Jalen Gore on the fade towards the left baseline. He's got 5. 40-28. Bad pass to the near side, stolen by Gore. Turnover number 19 for Clovis. To Lewis in the left corner. His 3's off the back of the rim. Trying to get a piece of it for the rebound is Gutierrez on the right base. He fell to the floor and lost the ball. It rolls out on the baseline. Hobbs basketball underneath their hoop right side. Isaiah Lewis to inbound. Their biggest lead of the game is now 12 here in the third quarter. Alley-oop in the lane. Amora goes up high with it. Does not get it to drop. Tipped up by Lewis. It won't get in as well. And pulled down at the free throw line for the Wildcats by Jalen Hyman, his 3rd board. He'll back it into Isaiah Lewis into the front court. Now spins towards the lane. Reverse layup left. Misses it on the bottom of the backboard. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up and is swiped hard. And a foul coming from the side is Mackey in the middle of the paint. Nice second effort, though, by Jalen Hyman to pick up his 4th rebound. And the foul against the Eagles. That'll be the 3rd on Lewis. And on the line will be Jalen Hyman. He's 1 of 2 from the stripe. Clovis 7 of 9 from the line in the first half for 77%. Eagles just at 27%, 3 of 11. First free throw up and swish for Hyman. He's got 2 points, all coming at the free throw line. 40-29, 11-point Eagle lead. Boy, Clovis was picked to be one of the top 5 teams in the state in the 5A in the preseason, but they've had some problems in district this year. Second shot is up and good. Hyman gets both of them. He is 3 for 4 from the line, 3 points. 10-point Eagle lead. Pass down to the other end to Lewis. A long one comes up with on the right block, goes back up and tries to put the J down, but he's hit hard. Ball comes down short. He'll get 2 free throws on the foul. That one to go against C.J. Gutierrez, already his 3rd personal, 2nd team foul against the Cats. Lewis yet to shoot a free throw. All 8 of his points on 4 buckets in the second quarter. On the season, shooting 61% from the charity stripe. Eagles just 27% on the line, and Lewis misses the first one off the back of the rim. He'll get 1 more. Eagles now 3 of 12, 25%. Not going in the right direction. Second shot's a swish for Isaiah Lewis. 9 points for him now. It's an 11-point Eagle lead, 41-30. Running up the baseline left side, a bounce coming in to Goldsmith. He's going to take on Mackey up the far sideline, weaves through traffic down the lane. Scoop shot on the right, hits the bottom of the iron. Rebound for Mora. That's his 10th. He's got a double-double. Sends it ahead to Lewis, all the way to the rack on the layup. Score it for Lewis on the right side. He's got 11 points, and that double-double for Mora, 14 points and 10 rebounds. 43-30. Eagles' biggest lead now is 13 here in the third quarter. Coming across the timeline on the dribble, stop and go is Hyman. Slings it across to his teammate Hernandez, who comes to the left perimeter. Drives baseline, 1-2 and up, and they're going to call the travel. They said he took off his pivot foot first before dribbling, so they got the travel on that one. That'll be the 20th turnover for Clovis, just 9 for the Eagles. You have to have one here in the second half. Some subs check in for Hobbs, Jaden Miller, Katre Morgan, and Jesus Ramos. Also Ronnie Ross on the court too. Everybody's going to be changed up, and staying on though will be Jalen Gore. Clovis going to go with a 1-2-2 trap. One in the backcourt to play some D against Gore, 2 at the half court and 2 near the top of the arc at the other end. Gore will have it near the timeline, throws it across to Ramos. Jump stop, bounce pass at the timeline to Morgan, but it's taken away by Clovis. Reverse layup on the right side, missing the layup, and then getting stripped after that was Juan Hernandez. That'll be the 10th Eagle turnover. Hernandez missed the first shot. He was trying to spin going down the lane left to right, got his own rebound, and then ripped hard. I think I'm going to say this is on the floor. Second rebound for Hernandez. Referees having a conference here. Now the scores table trying to get some decisions on what's going on here. Now the sub checks in. Tyler Box for Gore. It'll be Clovis basketball right of the rim. Inbounding is Goldsmith. Bounces in left corner to Lewis. To the left wing to Hernandez. Shake and bake. Kick it up top to Goldsmith. Crossover. Backs it out. And comes to the right side with the dribble. Dumps it down the right block to Phillips. Spins left, right. Turns and fires off the glass. Close to the hoop and scores. Count it. And the foul. Jaden Phillips now with 4 points. Boy, if he can start using that big physique like he just did there, that could help Clovis get back in this one. They call the foul against Morgan, his second Eagle team foul. Phillips yet to shoot a free throw. He's got 4 points. Clovis is 9 of 11 from the charity stripe. Have only missed 2 in this ball game. Shot is up off the front of the rim for Phillips. Pulled down in the middle of the paint and returning it to the hoop and missing it is Lewis. Pulled down for the Eagles in transition on the dribble. Ronnie Ross near sideline. Tries to get it down the middle of the lane off the dribble. Fumbles it off his own knee, trying to go through 2 defenders. Going ahead of himself and fumbles it out of bounds on the baseline. The 11th Eagle turnover. Hobbs up by 11 though, 43-32 with 5:19 remaining here in the third. Hobbs versus Clovis, the district battle. Bouncer on the inbound to Hernandez in the deep left corner of the backcourt. Box gets it to fumble off his knee out of bounds. So Clovis now picks up their 21st turnover. Eagle basketball in the front court, deep right side. Inbound back deep to Ramos at the timeline. Dribbles through his legs, a screen right from Morgan. Fires up an NBA 3 and swishes it through. Nailing it, Jesus Ramos. Second tray of the game for the Eagles. He's got 4 points. A 14-point Eagle lead, the biggest of the game here in the third quarter. Long ball down to the other end to Goldsmith. Reverse slam from right to left and puts it underneath the hoop and scores. Goldsmith for 13. 46-34 Eagles. Here comes Ramos. Hippity hop down the lane. Tries to hand it off in the paint and taken away for Clovis by Darrell Lewis. 12 turnovers for Hobbs. He tries to drive to the free throw line. Lost his footing. Falls face first to the court and a travel. So we got a little bit too much showboating going to both ends now. 22 turnovers. Clovis fans thought he was tripped from behind. And it looked like in the area, Jaden Miller got a strip, but the Clovis fans thought he might have got some feet on that as well. Coach Isler is kneeled on the court about 2 feet in. He's staying on the court, too, to show the officials he's not happy. Miller will come across the timeline, has a man wide open underneath, and that's Mora, uncontested. He just barely has to put his feet up off the ground to put that one through. So Mora gets his 16th point of the ball game. It's now 48-34, matching the biggest lead at 14 here in the third. We'll take that 30-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. How long did you need?
30.
15. Three, two, one, go.
As we return to Tasker, Ty, Fred, Ron Gunner, and Evie Stuber with you on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Got some more final results here for some games tonight. Girls action first. The Battle of Lee County. Jal girls defeat Eunice tonight, 42-29. And the big game we've been covering from the 5A boys district, Carlsbad with the upset over Roswell, 59-43, a 16-point victory. Roswell's first loss in district tonight in Roswell. Thanks to Evie and Ron on those score updates. 14-point Eagle lead, 4:33 remaining here at Tasker as Eagles leading big over Clovis, a double-digit lead. Full court pressure defense, Clovis ball on the left baseline. They'll bounce it into the paint backcourt to Goldsmith. He's going to go one-on-one against Miller. Crossover move now in the front court. Lost the ball, starting to fall forward. The official at the timeline calls a trip. And they'll call the foul on the Eagles. Hobbs fans not liking that one. First on Miller, third team foul. Kind of looked like out of control was Goldsmith, trying to do too much, leaning ahead like he was at the finish line of a sprint or something. Long inbound back deep to Lewis on the near side to bring it across against Ross. To the right elbow, shot is on the way, and a swish. Nice stroke for Lewis, his first bucket. 48-34, Eagles by 14. Make it 12. In the front court, stop and go from Ramos on the right wing. They're going to say he carried the basketball, flapped it over like a pancake there. And that'll be another turnover for the Eagles. They're 13. Did I say flapped it over? Try flopped it over. 48-36. Thank you, Ron. 4:10 remaining here in the third. In the backcourt, taking his time is Bryson Goldsmith. Sends it across to Gutierrez on the left wing. Touch pass left corner. Getting away with the travels. Norris slid his feet a lot, but no call. Returns to the left wing. Dribble to the free throw line. Does Goldsmith. Bounce pass to the right baseline. Saved to himself by Phillips. He'll come up the near sideline near the timeline. Comes back to the free throw stripe. Down the lane. Reverse layup with his left hand. The foul, and count it. Phillips now, a chance for a three-point play, has 6 points. And a foul on the Eagles. That will be the first against Ross and the 15th foul against Hobbs. Coach Reeves will go to the bench, bring in Catre Morgan and Isaiah Lewis, taking a seat Ronnie Ross and Tyler Box. Phillips on the line, shooting the one. Clovis 9 of 12 from the charity stripe for 75%. 3:45 remaining here in the third. And Hobbs up by 10, 48-38. Waiting for the shot. It's a clinker off the front of the rim. No good. Lewis tracks it down on the left baseline. It gets knocked out of his hands by Catre Morgan, and it'll be Clovis ball. Inbounding for that right base is Bryson Goldsmith. Quick bouncer into Lewis in the left corner. Sends it up near sideline or far side to R.J. Nora. Pivots, bounce up top, it's stolen by Mora. Turnover number 23. He'll go to the rack with a tomahawk jam over the front of the rim. Aaron Mora, 18 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double tonight. 50-38, Eagles by 12. In the front court, dribbling to the right wing is Goldsmith. Unloads up top to Phillips. To the left side. Stop and go for Lewis at the top of the arc, guarded by Mora. Sends it to the right wing to Goldsmith. Tries to get it down low to Phillips. The ball loose, getting a hand on is Lewis. Isaiah will knock it out on the baseline. Good hustle there on that left base by Lewis to get in that passing lane and knock it out. Clovis will inbound, trailing by 12 with 3:11 left, third quarter. Goldsmith with the basketball. Throws it into Lewis, right corner, same side to Nora. Dribbles back to the timeline, guarded by Miller. Bounce pass again at the timeline to Goldsmith. Screen from Phillips, top of the circle. Goldsmith doesn't use it. Now he's going to spot up an NBA 3 air ball. Saved at the baseline. And it'll be picked up for Miller. They're going to say the rebounder, potential rebounder, Gutierrez, standing on the line, so they're going to say that's out. So Eagles will get it back. A lot of air balling being yelled out by the Hobbs Eagle faithful here at Tasker Arena. Ugly three-point shot for the Wildcats on that one. Hobbs will match up man-to-man with a full-court pressure defense as Phillips leaves the court. And checking in for him is R.J. Nora. Ball comes into the left side of the backcourt to Mackey. Nice D in the passing lane to knock it out for R.J. Nora. Hobbs now will get it on the near sideline of the backcourt. Ramos to inbound. Chucks it to the middle of the court. Picked up by Mora. He brings it across, finds Morgan going backdoor. He takes it to the rack hard. They call a block foul on Clovis on the drive. See if they're going to call this on the shot or not. That'll be the third on the Wildcats as they get the foul call against R.J. Nora. That's his third. That will be the third against the Cats. Morgan on the line. 1 for 2 from the charity stripe back in the first half. He's got 7 points yet to score in this third quarter, and he makes his first point in the third there. He's got 8. 2:47 left, third quarter. Eagles extending their lead to 13, can match their biggest lead of the game at 14 with his second free throw. Morgan taking his time on the line. The 3 dribbles, the shot is up, and it's in and out, no good. Pulled down underneath the hoop, and fumbling it is Goldsmith. That's his 8th rebound. Picking it up for him is his teammate C.J. Gutierrez. Gets it across the timeline to Lewis. Up top to Gutierrez. To the left wing, a 3 on the way for Lewis. In and out, no good. Rebound on the right block. Back it up is Brown. Goes up with a one-hander off the glass and scores. Point-blank range. Brown with 2 rebounds and 9 points. 51-40. Eagles by 11. Mackey will throw it across the timeline to Lewis, left wing. Jump into a 3 and scores. He gets knocked to the floor, but no foul call, but he'll take the tray. Fade away for Lewis. His first tray of the ball game. And a steal by the Eagles. Mackey puts it over the front of the rim for 2. Michael Mackey now with 4 points. Lewis, by the way, with 14. 56-40. Eagles' biggest lead is 16. A steal at the other end for Morgan is coming down the lane. Getting picked. And we've got a foul as they're coming the other way, the Eagles. So they get the reach foul against Dominic Brown, his second 14th foul. Eagles completely pickpocketed R.J. Nora coming down the lane. And now a chance to get the inbound to try to add on to this 16-point lead. Coach Isler going to his bench and bringing in a ton of subs. Juan Hernandez and Jalen Hyman check on, and returning also the big football stud, Jaden Phillips. Eagle ball on the far sideline, backcourt near the scorer's table, just behind the mid-stripe. Ramos will get it in to an untouched Mackey. Brings it across the timeline. Sends it back to Ramos on the right wing, up by 16. Stop and go to the right baseline. 10-footer. Swish it home for Ramos. He's got 6 points for Ramos. 58-40. Biggest lead now is 18. Coming across the timeline on the far side is Hernandez. Cross court right to Brown. Threads the needle down to Lewis on the right block. And Coach Isler's in the face of the official. We got a ball sailing out on the baseline. The official is having a major yelling match with Isler on the baseline. The ball is just rolling to the wall. They have not picked up the ball yet, and they are not doing anything with it. 2 officials are in Isler's face as he's yelling at him. The ball rolled underneath the bench on the baseline, and nobody has picked up the basketball. I'm not sure what the call here is. There is a foul. Appears to be against the Eagles for a block. So Coach Isler did get something out of it, but he had a long argument going on with a couple of the referees. They called the foul against Cortrey Morgan, his third, 16th foul. Morgan will take a seat, and it'll be Clovis basketball on the right baseline. Darrell Lewis will inbound. Boy, Isler still having some words for an official. Inbound to the left corner to Hyman. Keeps it same side left to Hernandez. Drives the paint, no look pass right wing to Brown. Goes back to the paint with a double clutch. Throws up a shot off the back of the rim, no good, but he gets a foul call. He will go to the line to shoot 2. And they'll call that against the Eagles. Isaiah Lewis, that's his 4th personal. And the 17th foul. That means Clovis will be in the bonus the rest of the ball game, and it'll send Dominic Brown to the line. He is 4 for 5 for 80%. Brown has 9 points. First free throw is up and good. 10 now for Brown. And stepping in for the Eagles off the sub, Jaden Miller for Isaiah Lewis. One more free throw now for Dominic Brown, 58-41. Hobbs by 17 with 1:29 left third quarter. This quarter starting to drag here at Tasker. Missed off the back of the rim. Chased down by Mackey on the left elbow, and they're going to call the foul on Mackey, I believe, for a reach. He came up with the basketball. That will be the 8th against the Eagles. Actually, no, check that. That's Jaden Miller's second personal. Mackey and Miller in the same area near that elbow, and that'll put right back on the line Dominic Brown, where he just went 1 of 2. He is 5 of 7 from the charity stripe so far with 10 points. Shot is up, and it is a swish. 58-42, 16-point lead for the Eagles. Ramos in the game, Mora, Miller, Ross, and Mackey. One more free throw attempt for Dominic Brown. Second shot is up, and it is good. He's got 12 to lead the Cats. 58-43 Eagles. Ramos goes through two defenders, gets through him, and then dribbles into the front court. Backdoor look to Miller, hands it off to Moore in the paint, but a bad one. It gets away and taken away by the Cats by Brown. That's the 14th Eagle turnover. Brown tries to drive hard to the far sideline and gets bodied into, and there will be a foul on the Eagles. Some more free throw opportunities. They call that one on Ramos, his second. 19 foul, one away from the double bonus. Foul count 9-4 right now in favor of Clovis. On the line is Dominic Brown. He's been on this line for about 20 minutes now. He's 7 of 9 for the charity stripe. Has 12 points. He's the second leading scorer. Goldsmith has 13. Taking a lot of time here is Brown. A hard one off the back of the rim. Pulled down in the middle of the paint for the Eagles by Ross, his second board. Hands it off to Ramos. Drives down the paint left side. Wraparound pass is stolen by Lewis for turnover number 15. Darrell Lewis in the front court, spinning around the left wing. Up top to wide open Hernandez for three off the back of the iron. Ripped down by Ramos, and he gets a wrestling move on him. A complete bear hug by Dominic Brown. As Ramos got at the free throw line, that's his first board, and Dominic Brown just came out with two hands, tied him up around the chest that time from behind. So Brown has his third personal 5th team foul. Crowd has been kind of loud the last 2 or 3 minutes. A lot of physical play. Inbound to Moore on the far side. He'll take a few dribbles, throws it across to Miller on the far side. Knocked out for the Wildcats in the front court by Hyman. 56 seconds left, third quarter. Hobbs up by 15, 58-43. Miller will inbound to the far sideline front court, somewhat near the scorer's table. Exiting is Dominic Brown, the guy that's been making a living on the free throw stripe. Still waiting for the inbound here. As the bounce now to Miller. Gets it back to the timeline of Mackey against a 2-3 zone. To the right wing to Ramos. Sleds the needle down the lane to Ross. Goes up strong with two hands. Misses it. Right block rebound. Pulled down for the Wildcats by Goldsmith. That's his ninth. Outlet to the timeline. Coming across is Hyman. Double team on the far side. Ball gets kicked out by Mackey. Some great double team pressure by Mackey and Ross on that far sideline. 40 seconds left here in the third. A 15-point Eagle lead. Goldsmith the inbound. He's one rebound away from a double-double. High inbound to the backcourt to Lewis on the far sideline. He'll go one-on-one against Mackey in the front court to the right elbow. Underhands it right wing to Phillips. Backs into his defender in the middle of the paint. Dumps it left corner. Driving left baseline Hyman. Hands out back to Phillips in the paint. Is stripped by Ramos. Turnover number 24 for the Cats. Up ahead. Going to the rack is Mackey. Misses the lefty layup. Tipped up over the front of the rim. As trying to push it through was Ross. They called the rebounding foul. Ross will have his third board. I think they're going to say he got his arm pushed as he tried to get it over the rim. No, they call the foul on Ross, I believe. Coming up over the top that time. Looked like he was just extending his arm to the rack. No, excuse me, they're going to call that on Mackey instead. That's his fourth. And that will be the 10th team foul on the Eagles. 60-43, Hobbs by 17. In the backcourt, inbounded Lewis, deep right corner. Gets it to the timeline, to Hyman, bring it across. Has Phillips open to the right corner. He's going to shoot the three. Off the side of the rim, no good. Ramos with another rebound. He's got two. Into the front court, down the lane. Goes down with a scoop shot right. Tip back up and in. Ross off the rim, count it. And that's his 5th point and 4th rebound right before the buzzer. The Hobbs Eagles get their biggest lead of the ball game at the end of the third by 19 over Clovis, 62-43. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. 15. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
The Hobbs Eagles outscored Clovis 28-15 in the third quarter, now lead 62-43 over the Cats. Eagles top scorer Aaron Morris so far through three quarters, 18. Isaiah Lewis with 14, 8 for Morgan, and 6 for Ramos. Ross and Gore both have 5, Mackey with 4. And for the Clovis Wildcats, double digits for 2 players, Bryson Goldsmith with 13, and Dominic Brown with 12. It's Clovis basketball to start the finale quarter, down by 19. Across the timeline, Darrell Lewis. He'll tuck it, go to the rack, lays it up off the right glass, and the foul. Countered off the backboard that time. He has a chance for a three-point play. So that's 4 now for Lewis. They call the foul against Miller. That'll be his third. 11-team foul. And on the line for the Cats is Lewis. He's got 4 points. Free throw is up, and it is in and out, no good. Pulled down underneath the hoop by Mora. That's his 11th rebound. Again, he's got a double-double with 18 points, too. To Ramos, comes across the timeline. Fade away from the right base, 15-footer off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Morgan on the left elbow. He's got 7 boards. Tries to get it back to, they're going to say he stepped out on the sideline. Ramos caught the ball on the right wing, and they say he stepped out. So that's a turnover for the Eagles. That's their 16th. Full court pressure being applied now, and the officials are going to be called to the table about something in the book, I believe. 7:40 left here in the fourth. Hobbs up 62-43. We'll take a 30-second break and come back here at Task Arena on Cool 95.7. Welcome back to Task Arena after a referee timeout. Clovis basketball, the pass to the half court. Dominic Brown, he goes to the rack. His shot swatted by Mora. Put back up underneath, though, by R.J. Norrie. It's no good. Another rebound from the right elbow. A fadeaway jumper and good for Lewis right through the threads. He's also fouled. Lewis 6 points now and 3 rebounds and a chance for that three-point play. As they get the foul on the Eagles, that'll be charged to Mora, his first 12-team foul. And that'll put Lewis on the line for that three-point opportunity. He's got 6 points. 62-47, Eagles by 15 here in the fourth. And he swishes the free throw. So 7 for Lewis. Down to a 14-point game. Inbound to Ramos, far side. Weaves through 2 defenders. Down the middle of the lane. Alley-oop backdoor to Mora. Goes up with 2 hands and puts it over the rim for right side 2. Mora now with 20 points. Thought he might go up with a dunk, but he decides to do the easy way to make sure it went in the hoop. Good decision on his part. 64-48. Into the front court. Lewis on the crossover. Over the right wing to Gutierrez. Drives the paint. A runner shot off the left rim. No good. Rebound Mackey on the transition. He's got 5 boards. Up ahead to the right block. And that is Miller going backdoor again and laying in his Mackey on the left side. He's got 6 points. So the Eagles start to make a run here. They lead 66-48. A drive to the near sideline for Clovis. They call the whistle. Dominic Brown was the dribbler. And they'll call that against the Eagles for a block on the near side in front of the Taskervich band. Eagles now with 13 team fouls. They'll get that one on Mora, his second. And a 2-shot foul now for Clovis. That'll send Dominic Brown to the line. He's got 12 points. 7 of 10 from the charity stripe is Brown for 70%. 7 of his points on the free throw line. He had a tray and a bucket for his other 5, and he makes the free throw. 13 now for Brown. Tying Goldsmith now for top scorer for the Cats with 13. Eagles still leading Mora with 20, 14 for Lewis, and 8 for Catre Morgan. Long delay at the free throw line now. Brown, big knee bend, and the free throw up and good. Brown with 14 points. Clock stop with 6:50 remaining in the fourth. Brown will take a seat. And coming in for him will be C.J. Gutierrez. Hobbs up by 16, 66-50. The inbound to Mackey in the backcourt by himself. He'll dribble up across the timeline. Looks like man-to-man defense now for Clovis, or at least a matchup zone. Over to Ramos on the right wing. Spins, baseline, fadeaway, 15-footer air ball. Rebound by Mackey, left glass, and puts it through. Nice fadeaway for him. Mackey with 8 and 6 rebounds. 68-50, matching their biggest lead at 18. Here come the Wildcats across the timeline. Lewis is stripped by Ramos. He'll take it to the rack on the right side with a scoop. He's fouled going up. Comes off the glass, but he'll get 2 free throws. Steal for Ramos, and that'll be turnover number 25 for the Cats. And they'll get the foul against Bryson Goldsmith, his first 16th foul against the Wildcats. Ramos on the line is 1 for 4, all coming in the first half. Trying to add on to his 6 points in the book so far. Free throw is up and swish for Ramos. Jalen Gore gets back on the court for the Eagles. Michael Mackey takes a seat. Mackey leaving with 8 points and 6 rebounds. Jalen Gore coming on with 5 points, including a tray and 2 boards. One more shot for Ramos. Up by 19 and make it 20. 8 now for Ramos. Biggest lead of the game is 20 for Hobbs. 70-50. 6:20 left in the game. Quick dribble for Goldsmith in the front court. Goes to the rack right side with 2 hands and lays it up for 2. He's got 15 to lead the Cats. 70-52. The other way, a long ball to Ramos. Misses the lefty layup. Tries to tip it up, no good. Gets his rebound a second time over the front of the rim. Shoves it through in the foul. Ramos with 5 boards and 10 points. And a chance for 11 with the free throw on that 3-point play opportunity. For Clovis, that'll be their 10th foul. That will be double bonus for the Eagles the rest of this ball game. Mora will pick up the foul. That'll be, for him, 4 on Mora. As we wait for the check for Ramos to shoot. 72-52, and make it 21-point lead now for the Eagles. Their biggest of the game as Ramos puts another one through. 73-52 with 6:08 remaining, biggest lead of 21. 11 points for Jesus Ramos, 3 in double digits for the Eagles. The inbound to the near sideline. Goldsmith gets a double team. Ross and Mora, and a jump ball. Ross takes up on the basketball and gets the thumbs up by the officials. That will be a turnover for Clovis, as they'll have 26 of those now. Hobbs Lady Eagles get the win tonight over Clovis, 73-21. On the inbound, it's big man Katre Morgan going up strong with 2 hands left glass. He puts it through. Katre Morgan now with 10 points, a 4th double-digit score. 75-52, the biggest lead is 23. Clovis goes to the long pass up the court. Lefty layup is missed, but a rebound on the left block, put back up on a fadeaway by Nora, gets it going for 2 on the left side. Nora now with 4 points and 3 rebounds, 75-54. Here come the Eagles up by 21. Gore in the front court, up top to Ross, to the left elbow, off the dribble, shot on the way, off the front of the rim, no good. They're going to say Morgan was over the back on the rebound on the right block. They're going to point the other way. Hobbs fans thought it was going to be a chance for a 3-point play, but looked like he might have chested up his defender from behind. So the foul on Morgan is 4th. And that'll also be a shooting situation at the other end, a double bonus for the Wildcats, who trail by 21. So we just got that final once again. Lady Eagles 73-21. Thanks to Ron Gunner on that one. Hobbs now 5-0 in the girls hoops district. Other scores coming in boys action. I believe this is boys. Lovington defeated Goddard tonight. That's a big win, 70-61 on the road in Roswell. Free throw hard off the back of the rim. Both teams forgot that was a double bonus. Missing it with C.J. Gutierrez, but he'll get one more. I mentioned earlier tonight the Jowl Lady Panthers defeated Eunice 42-29 in Eunice. And we'll try to see if we get some more updates here in just a minute. One more free throw attempt here for C.J. Gutierrez. 75-54. The biggest lead has been 23 here in the 4th quarter. Second shot coming is off the back of the rim. Underneath the hoop is Mora, his 12th rebound, 20 points for him. Throws it up ahead, wide open for the layup. Uncontested on the right side. Putting it down is Ross for 7 total, 77-54. Here come the Wildcats on the left wing front court. Stop and go dribble for Nora. Sends it up top to Jalen Hyman. He'll back it out to the timeline. Guarded by the Eagles' Gore. To the left wing, to Nora. Spins, goes to the left baseline. Fadeaway jumper from the block, missed. Up in the air, gets his own rebound, goes back up. Can't get it to drop off the glass. We got a battle for the boards. They're going to call a push foul underneath. Might be against Ross. He ended up with the basketball. They're going to say he had dirty hands on the play, though. He pushed first. Second on Ross. 15 team fouls on the Eagles. And on the line for the double bonus again is R.J. Nora. But he's yet to shoot free throws in this game. He does have 4 points. Clock stop at 4:57 remaining. Hobbs up by 23. Eagles will have their last district game coming up Friday night in Carlsbad. Unfortunately, no video on that one, but we will have radio for you. First free throw in and out for Nora. And then this weekend, they will make the decision on the playoffs. First game will be Monday, so not very much turnaround time for the girls or the boys for the Hobbs programs. Second shot, it's an air ball for Nora. You can guess what the crowd is chanting here at Tasker Arena. You don't throw up air balls at the free throw line here at Tasker. So playoffs will start Monday, 1 week only. It's not going to be a double week situation like normal, so the whole week, quarterfinals Monday or Tuesday, then the semis and the finals Friday or Saturday, depending on what gender and district it is in or what division. Pass down the lane to Lewis. He goes up strong with a nice finger roll over the left side and puts it through. Lewis now with 16. Second leading score, 79-54. And we got a whistle on the inbound, a timeout at the other end as Coach Isler wants to talk to his troops. 4:35 remaining here in the fourth. Eagles up by 25. Their biggest lead, 79-54 over Clovis. Back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $30. $15. $5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Back live here at Tasker. Ty friend Ron Gunner and Tiffany Stuber tonight, 79-54. Hobbs up by 25 here in the fourth. 4:35 remaining. Eagles versus Clovis tonight. Next to last district game of the season. Inbound to Brown in the right corner. Double team with Gore and Ross. Spins through it, but then Gore strips and lays it up for 2 on the left side. Gore now with 7 points. 27 turnovers for Clovis. They're unraveling in this one. Inbound to Hernandez right corner. Dribbles right to left. Throws a high one across the timeline. Chasing it is Hyman. He'll get through the pressure to the left baseline. Goes up strong with the layup. Rolls off the front of the rim. Rebound on the right block. Pulled down by Nora, his 5th. Pass out to the left wing. 3 on the way. Off the back of the rim, Hernandez. Rebound again. Laid up on the right glass. Putting it through is Nora. Nora with 6 points and 6 rebounds. Pass down the lane to the other end. Laying it in for 2 is Isaiah Lewis. He's got 18. Back-to-back buckets. 83-56. Eagles' biggest lead is 27. Here come the Cats. Long ball down to the left block. Missing a push shot is Nora, but tip back up and in. And that was Dominic Brown to put it through for the Cats. He's got 16 and 3 rebounds. 83-58. Eagles by 25. In the front court, Lewis, a spot shot from the left elbow and rolls it around the rim for 2. Lewis now with 20 points. 6 here in the fourth quarter. 85-58 Eagles. Clovis going to slow it down just a bit. As coming into the front court is Hyman off the dribble. Over to Hernandez on the left wing. To the baseline. Double team against him. Mora and Ross. Fadeaway jumper. They're going to call the double dribble on him. Clovis with 28 turnovers. 16 for the Eagles. But a 27-point lead. 3:12 left here in the fourth. Hobbs getting ready to run their record in district to 2-3. And that would pretty much drop Clovis out of any potential to make the playoffs with a loss tonight. The inbound to Gore in the backcourt. He'll bring it across. Extended 2-3 zone. Top of the circle. Back out to the timeline. Dribbles through his legs. Stop and go. Behind his back. Spots up a three for the top of the arc. Air ball. Rebound Morgan. Turnaround jumper in the paint. Rolls around. No good. And it looked like a tip-in. Maybe Mora got the piece of it that time. Yes, it was Mora. That'll be his 22nd point and 13th rebound. A long pass to the other end. There's a foul underneath on the right block. The Eagles bang into the Clovis Wildcats on that play, and there'll be a two-shot situation. That's going to be the 5th foul on the Eagles against Jalen Gore. So Gore will foul out. He has 7 points and 2 rebounds. Hit a tray back in the first quarter. Goes and gives some high fives to the coaching staff of the Wildcats. And that'll put on the line C.J. Gutierrez, who's 0 for 2 from the charity stripe and has 3 points on a tray. Hobbs up by 19 with 2:49 remaining. Free throws off the back of the rim, no good. So Gutierrez still struggling for the line, 0 for 3. Returning for the Eagles was Jaden Miller now as he checks in for Morgan. One more shot for C.J. Gutierrez. 8 scores for Clovis so far, and 7 for the Eagles. A high shot off the back of the rim, no good. Ball loose at the half-court line and pulled down by the free throw shooter Gutierrez, his first rebound. Sends it to the left wing, fumbled in the paint by Nora. Picked up on the right wing, a 3 on the way for Lewis out the back of the rim. Big rebound for the Eagles, top of the circle, Jaden Miller. In the front court, goes to the left of the rack, tries to push it off the glass. They call the foul on the Eagles. I think they call that a charge on Miller that time as he went to the rack with it. Yeah, Coach Reeves did not like that call. That's the 4th on Miller. And that'll be Clovis basketball on the baseline of the backcourt. 16 fouls on the Eagles now. 87-58, 19-point lead over Clovis. 2:33 remaining. Inbound to Lewis. He'll bring it across. 1-2-2 zone for the Eagles. Unloads to the right wing front court to Gutierrez. Bounce pass up top to Nora. Back deep to the timeline to Lewis. Running the clock, which is not going to help Clovis. Sends it back to the right side to Gutierrez. Bounce it back deep to Lewis, to the left wing, to Goldsmith. Hands it off to the left side, Nora. Cross court right, 3 on the way for Gutierrez off the back of the rim, no good. Ball loose in the paint, picked up at the free throw line by Mackey, his 7th rebound. Down the lane, back door to Ramos, goes up strong on the right side with the finger roll and scores. Ramos now, 13 for him. 5 rebounds, too, 89-51, 31-point lead, the biggest of the game for Hobbs. Coming across the timeline with the ball, Goldsmith right wing. Backdoor cut to Phillips. He's going to throw up a shot with his left hand and scores it off the glass on the banker. Phillips now with 8 points, 89-60. Eagles by 29. Mackey going to slow it up in the front court against a 2-3 zone. Finds Lewis on the right wing, drives baseline, hippity hop, tries to throw up a shot with a double clutch between 2 defenders, Lewis and Phillips, and gets the bite by the official for the foul. So Lewis will get the line to shoot 2. They got the foul call against Phillips, his first. 18th foul against the Cats, and Lewis on the line. He's 1 of 2 from the stripe. 20 points for Lewis. 8 in the second quarter, 6 in the fourth. Misses off the front of the rim, though, on the first one. And Tyler Box back on the court now for Jaden Miller. Miller gets a nice round of applause from the Hobbs Eagle fans. Lewis will get one more free throw. Eagles can hit the 90 mark with this one. Shots up, and it's a swish for Lewis. 90 points on the board for the Eagles. Lewis with 21 and a timeout on the court. Or no, they looked like they were going to time out. We saw a big huddle on the baseline, but it was a bunch of subs for the Eagles. Actually, Box and Lewis left the court. They didn't know whether it was a timeout or not. They came back out, then one of them went back to the bench once again. That was Lewis. So right now on the court is Box, Mackey, Van Landingham, Mora, and Ramos. Coming across the timeline, Lewis for the Cats. To the left wing to Garza, who just checked in. Cross court right to Goldsmith. Fadeaway jumper from 18 off the back of the rim. Ramos gets a rebound. That's his 6th. Sends it ahead to Mackey. Push shot over the front of the rim. It's no good. Rebound by Tyler Box, left block. He goes up strong with 2 hands coming down the left side of the lane. Fouled going up. Glances it off the glass into the hoop and scores in the foul. Box with his first bucket. And he'll get a chance for a three-point play. And I believe that's going to be a fifth foul on one of the Cats. That's against R.J. Nora. He'll exit with 6 points and 6 rebounds. So Box now can extend on the 32-point lead. We're getting close to mercy rule now. This is the biggest lead of the ball game, 32. Couple of subs on the court for the Eagles. Gilberto Miranda and Hector Armendariz seeing their first action of the game. As Mora will take a seat. He's going to finish up with 22 points and 13 rebounds, a double-double. He's had about 4 or 5 of those this season. Tyler Box trying to make a three-point play and puts the free throw home. He's got 3 rebounds as well, 93-60. The inbound is an errant one to the far sideline, out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Eagles on the baseline because it didn't touch anybody. Hobbs has 1:10 remaining and a 33-point lead. Box to inbound on the left baseline. Gets it into Ramos, wide open on the right wing. 3 is on the way, off the front of the rim. Ripped down on the left wing as well by Goldsmith, his 10th board. He's got a double-double with 15 points. Throws it down to Lewis, misses the lefty layup. Take it down for the Eagles. First rebound of the game for Hector Armendariz. Goes backdoor to Box at the other end, a lefty layup, but scores. Tyler Box for 5, and you got to give that assist to Hector Armendariz after the rebound. 95-60. We got a mercy rule clock now, 35-point lead. At the other end, a fadeaway just above the free throw line. Darrell Lewis, he got shoved on that one, a foul call. So Lewis will go to the charity stripe as he'll get the foul on Ramos, his 3rd. And we'll send Lewis to the line. He's 1 of 2. All 7 of his points in the second half. Clock stopped with 43.6 remaining here in the 4th. Hobbs up by 35 points. They do stop the clock, even though it is the mercy rule, on 2-shot fouls. So they'll have to wait till these 2 free throws are complete. First free throw attempt for Lewis is good. This is a double bonus. 8 points now for Lewis. 95-60. Don't forget Friday night, Eagles on the road, Carlsbad final district game, and hopefully not the last game of the season, depending on what the committee decides this weekend. On the playoffs, second free throw hard off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound by Ramos, that's his 7th. Dribbles into the front court, crossover down the right side of the lane. Scoop shot high off the glass, no good. Rebound on the right block for the Cats. That's Bryson Goldsmith's 11th. Into the front court, near sideline, and he runs over the top of Gilberto Miranda. They're going to say Miranda wasn't set on this near sideline. That gets the block foul. First on Miranda, and that will send Goldsmith to the line. He is perfect, 2 for 2, but that was all the way back in the first quarter. He's got 15 points, only 4 coming in this second half, though. He had 11 at halftime. Free throw is up, off the front of the rim, no good. Although Goldsmith does have a double-double with 15 points and 11 rebounds. Did most of his damage in the first half. As he missed the first free throw, he gets 1 more with 31 seconds remaining. Second shot hard off the back of the rim. We had a whistle, though, as that ball was leaving his hands. It looks like a violation on the Eagles. He'll get 1 more opportunity here to try to give him 16 on the night. So Clovis is going to drop to 1-4 on the season in district. Hobbs will improve to 2-3. Critical win for Hobbs. Second shot, another hard one off the back of the rim. Rebound on the left elbow by Miranda. Comes into the front court on the left wing. Back deep to Ramos. He's just going to hold it underneath his left bicep with 20 seconds. Stop and go. Comes down the lane. Over to Box in the right corner. Drives baseline. Windmill layup. Runs over his defender, though, and the charge foul. Missed off the back of the rim. Wouldn't have counted anyway due to the charge. That will be the first on Box. And a sub for the Wildcats. Returning on the court is Juan Hernandez. So he'll come in for Goldsmith, who's going to exit with 15 points and 11 rebounds. Second leading scorer for the Cats, 14 seconds remaining. Clovis is about ready to just give this one up. As driven to the timeline very slowly is Darrell Lewis. Hobbs Eagles student section with the keys out and start the bus chant going on here at Tasker. That's going to run out the clock. Hobbs Eagles with a big win tonight, 95-61 over the Clovis Wildcats, and pretty much stay alive for contention for the playoffs. They are currently ranked 3rd in the Max Preps Bowl, the Eagles. We'll have to see if they're going to get the nod, but they've got a Carlsbad game Friday first. a 34-point victory at Tasker. We'll be back in 3 minutes on the Hobbs Eagle postgame show.
Clear. Two minutes. One minute.
Add a 30, please.
Okay.
Actually, add a minute total on that, please.
One minute. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
We're back at Tasker Arena. The Hobbs Eagles with a big win tonight over Clovis, 95-61. Eagles winning by 34 points, and the game did go as high as 35 for a lead for the Eagles for the Mercy Roll. So a big win, 2-3 now in the district, and will drop the Clovis Wildcats to 1-4. Also a big win tonight for the Hobbs Lady Eagles in Clovis, 73-31 the final in that one, a 42-point victory, which gives the Lady Eagles now a 5-0 record and in the driver's seat for the number 1 seed at the state tournament. Let's take a look at the numbers in this ball game. First of all, for the Clovis Wildcats, they had 2 in double digits. Dominic Brown led the scoring with 16 points. 9 of 12 from the charity stripe, had 3 rebounds. Bryson Goldsmith with a double-double, 15 points and 11 boards. He was 2 for 4 from the line. A couple of guys getting close to double digits. Darrell Lewis, he had 8 points, 2 for 4 from the charity stripe and 3 rebounds. Jaden Phillips also with 8. He was 0 for 1 from the line. Others scoring for the Cats, including C.J. Gutierrez with 3 points. Also, R.J. Nora finishing with 6 points and 6 rebounds. Jalen Hyman had 3 points. He was 3 of 4 from the line and 4 rebounds. Juan Hernandez finished up with 2 points and 2 boards. In terms of scores in this game, 8 are getting in the books for the Clovis Wildcats. They were 16 of 31 from the charity stripe for 51%. Their big problem was turnovers, 28 total in this game. Definitely giving a lot of points on transition to the Hobbs Eagles in this one. Their top rebounder on the night was Bryson Goldsmith with the 11, 6 for R.J. Nora, and 4 for Jalen Hyman, finishing up with 18 rebounds unofficially. Or, 28 rebounds unofficially. And for the Hobbs Eagles, lots of guys getting in the books tonight, especially the double-digit scoring. There were 4 of those. Aaron Mora, the leader, barely by 1 point. He had 22 points. No free throw attempts in this ball game, but he did start the game out with 8 points in the first quarter and had 13 rebounds. A double-double tonight for Mora with 22 points and 13 boards. Isaiah Lewis right behind him with 21 points. He was 2 for 4 from the charity stripe and added 3 rebounds. Jesus Ramos coming off the bench for 13 points. He was 4 of 7 from the line and also had 7 rebounds. And one final double-digit scorer, number 4th on the list, Quartre Morgan with 10 points. He on the line finished up at 2 for 4 and had 8 rebounds. Other scorers in the game, Ronnie Ross with 7 points, 1 for 1 from the line and 4 rebounds. Michael Mackey had 8. He was 0 for 2 from the stripe but with 7 rebounds. Also, Jalen Gore with 7 points, including a tray and 2 boards. Tyler Box hit 5 points, 1 for 1 from the line and 3 rebounds. And I believe that is the end of the scoring for the Hobbs Eagles. They had 8 scorers just like Clovis did in this ball game. Hobbs didn't shoot great at the free throw line tonight, though, 10 of 21 for 47%. But rebounds was where it was at. 50 boards compared to 28 for Clovis, and only 16 rebounds again compared to 28 for the Clovis Cats. That's how you win ball games. Hobbs Eagles, that pressure defense, taking care of business, which leads to transition points. Hobbs actually trailed in this game 16-12 in the first quarter, but they ended up outscoring Clovis by the half 22-12 to take a 6-point lead at the break, 34-28. They had 62 by the end of the third quarter, so they added another 28, while there was only 15 for Clovis in the third quarter. And Hobbs finishing up in the fourth quarter, they were all over their opponents as they dumped in 33 points in that fourth quarter of action. So a big-time scoring opportunity there going on, and a total of just 18 for the Cats in the fourth quarter. 95-61 the final, the 34-point victory for the Eagles. So Friday night, important game for the Eagles as the Carlsbad Cavemen will host them. There will not be fans in the crowd. They are in the yellow zone there in Eddy County, so that means you'll have to listen to it on the radio. The Carlsbad High School not allowing us to have YouTube video on that game, and that's something we've had a bone of contention for quite a few months. But until that gets changed with some bylaws in the state of New Mexico, we are stuck without that opportunity. But radio we will have here on Cool 95.7. We did have a big upset tonight. Carlsbad did knock off Roswell in Roswell, 59-43, a 16-point victory. That means Roswell now is 4-1 in district. And that does mean, though, that Carlsbad will move up with another win. So they are now, more than one win above the Hobbs Eagles. So Hobbs continues to have to win because they have to show this committee that at this point it looks more like a wild card possibility versus a district championship. District championship is out the window because it'll be with Roswell having the best record in district. No district tournament this year because of COVID. So right now the Eagles are looking for those 3 wild card spots, one of those that they can hold on to get at least one game in the playoffs. So again, got to win big, got to beat Carlsbad. Roswell was ranked 2nd in the state, and the Eagles still doing pretty well in the top 5 in the Max Preps poll, even after losing to Roswell on Friday night, and that poll was updated this week. So they're still getting a lot of respect around the state. They realize there's some good teams in this district, so therefore got to win against Carlsbad to give yourself even a shot at punching your ticket. Last time the two teams played, the final was 58-51 as the Cavemen winning by 7 in that game. For Hobbs, Jalen Gore finishing with 19 points, had 4 3-pointers. Ronnie Ross finished with 9. Aaron Mora, 9 points and 8 rebounds. And Isaiah Lewis finished with 8 points and 4 boards. Michael Mackey with 4 rebounds. So they had some guys stepping up. Hobbs not too bad on the line that night either, 70% from the charity stripe. But the problem was the field shooting, only 34% from the field. And that's kind of been a bone of contention this year in terms of production offensively. Hobbs has had some problems with the putting the ball through the bucket as they came to this game shooting 39% as a team from the field. So, again, you get the good shooting going, and that's basically based on your good defense, your pressure, and your transition game. That's going to raise up your shooting percentage as well. And that last Max Preps poll that went out here just a couple days ago, Hobbs sitting at number 5 with a 12.5 strength of schedule. That's what's helping them keep up in the rankings is that strength of schedule. You have Cleveland at number 1, Roswell at number 2, and this is pinning with games tonight. Atrisco Heritage at 3, Carlsbad at 4, and the Hobbs Eagles at number 5. Then Las Cruces, Sandia, Alamogordo, La Cueva. But you got to remember, they are looking at records too, so Hobbs is going to be kind of hurting in that area. But the strength of schedule is also kind of beef them up just a bit after winning this one tonight and then hopefully Carlsbad on Friday. So hopefully you can see what the scenario is going to look like. Games next week, the first round of the playoffs, and it's actually not really the playoffs anymore, it's the quarterfinals. Monday and Tuesday when they will play those games. They'll announce those on Sunday later afternoon. Not much turnaround time for fans or players or coaches nonetheless, so that's going to be a quick turnaround. They'll have the semifinals a few days after that, and then finally championship Saturday for the 5A boys. So that's where it looks. It's going to be a quick week of basketball just like the season's been. So strap it in and cross your fingers for the Eagles to get some committee help this weekend as the Eagles hopefully win Carlsbad Friday and ask to see the resume handed over to that committee. Final score once again tonight, the Eagles winning 95-61 over Clovis, and they now have 2 wins in district. Congratulations again to the Hobbs Lady Eagles, 5-0. They will be the number 1 team at state. You can just bet on that. We'll be back on the radio Friday night for the Carlsbad matchup as they take on the Cavemen. 6:50 pregame, tip-off at 7. At this point in time, that will be radio only at Cool 95.7 and Cool 95.7 app. That's how you'll get to the contest. Thanks to both Tiffany and Evie Stuber back at the station. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend, have a great rest of a Tuesday night out there.
You're clear.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Skip.